As we come to the end of the insights into the Living Brand Project, the human element, we've come up with some really exciting opportunities and exciting topics. What we've been doing is we've mapped every single day of the 30-day transformation and linked it not only to key parallels of a business transformation, but also topical issues that affect every business leader in the current climate. Things like fear of the unknown, creative learning, motivational drivers, sharing success stories. And as you can see from this board, we've got endless amounts of information and links back to how we engage our employees, but also how we transform an organization from one place to a really happy and successful place. One of the things that seem to be coming out time and time again is wellness. Having just finished a mindfulness meditation and yoga retreat, part of that is really on my mind at the moment. And it's very much about having a much more compassionate self and how we have much more compassion for others. And as I linked several of these together, that kept coming up as a very key topic. Also a lot about mindset and how do we find the balance between creative versus process. Another area that I'm going to be looking at is how do we celebrate success, but how do we measure that success? Because if we're going to be looking at motivating people, how do we measure that success and not be a calculator and be calculating those? There's a very fine balance between what we need in numbers and what our employees really need to gain connection to the organization and also gain connection to the higher purpose. Higher purpose is another one that seemed to come up. Resilience has come up. Changing behaviors, looking at the key signs so that we can actually create long-term sustainable solutions. I think one that really stood out for me is about following the rules. I remember once somebody said to me, stay in your lane when we were doing an employee engagement program. And at the time, I didn't know what to do with that information. But it's actually really important to have a key process and also have everybody in that process knowing what part they play. If we are going to take transformation seriously in an organization, it's not just about creating happiness, it's about creating long-term sustainable happiness. And this is one thing that this project has really taught me. Not only the 30 days, but also about how easy it was to fall back into some of those bad behaviors that I had before I began the 30 days. So one of the areas that I will be looking at is how do we find that balance? That work-life balance that many people talk about, but also that balance that we need to have at work. Because there is work-life balance, and that is one subject. But then is also work-work balance. And it's very important for us to find that balance for our employees so that they can engage with resilience, they can engage with motivation, but definitely engage with a higher purpose. So I have to say I'm absolutely super excited by all of this. I've been mapping for days now, and this is only a part of what we'll be looking at. Now with each one of these subjects, we're going to delve a lot deeper into these specific topics, moving away from that 30-day transformation somewhat into what has that transformation not only taught me, but what can it teach others in our industry about how to engage employees, but how to balance this concept of change versus transformation.